Hi everybody. This week we're going to be talking about the brand Ole Henriksen and looking closely at some of the products that they offer in their product line. So if that sounds interesting to you, let's dive in. So for starters, Ole Henriksen is actually the name of the founder. His first name is Ole, and he is currently 68 years old. He was born in Denmark and traveled to Indonesia to be a professional dancer. He was experiencing some different skin issues, and he went to see an esthetician in Jakarta. That visit to the esthetician proved to be very influential on his life. He developed an interest in skincare and would go on to study skincare and cosmetic chemistry in London. From there, he would eventually move to Los Angeles and open up his very own spa. The spa became popular with a number of Hollywood-type celebrities, and he developed his own product line so his clients could take some of the products that they had experienced in the spa home with them. He would eventually sell his skincare line in 2011. However, he does still remain the creative director for the brand. We're going to start off with the cleanser. This is the Truth Juice Daily Cleanser. I actually have a whole video dedicated just to this. I'll have that linked in the description box below. The Truth Juice Facial Cleanser has two primary surfactants. Those are cleansing agents. The first is sodium cocoyl isothianate, and the second is cocamidopropyl hydroxysultane. These are both mild, but I did enjoy my experience using this cleanser. I still have some left, and I continue to use it on a regular basis. Moving on to toners, I've talked about the Glow 2O Dark Spot Toner before on my channel. This is a really nice toner. It's a chemical exfoliant toner, so it has alpha hydroxy acids. It has both glycolic acid and lactic acid. Those alpha hydroxy acids will break down the glue that's holding the dead skin cells together so they can slough away, revealing newer, younger skin cells underneath. Like most of the products in the Ole Henriksen line, there is a fragrance added to it, so be aware of that if you're cautious about fragrance. But it's a very pleasant fragrance. It kind of smells like a cross between lemonade and a creamsicle. It's delightful. In my experience, it does a tremendous job giving your skin that chemical exfoliation, which it needs periodically. So I use this about 3 times a week. And as you can see, I'm almost to the bottom of the bottle. There's something else I've noticed with the Ole Henriksen brand. You have to really be aware of where the 1% line is, because some of the ingredients that they advertise on the front of the package are actually below 1% if you look carefully at the ingredient list. So be on the lookout for phenoxyethanol. That's the 1% line because it's a preservative that maxes out at 1%. So anything below phenoxyethanol is going to be at or under 1%. You'll find licorice root under that 1% line for this product, and you'll also find gluconolactone, which is the Poly Hydroxy Acid that's advertised on the front of this package, but it's below 1%. Just an observation I had that some of the beneficial ingredients that you would like to see more of actually are under that 1%. For serums, we're going to talk about 2 different serums that are both in the Orange Truth line. This is the tried and true Truth Serum, which has been around for a while. I think I've mentioned this before on my channel also. The Truth Serum has multiple sources of vitamin C. It also has aloe leaf juice, sodium hyaluronate, which is a concentrated form of hyaluronic acid. There is added fragrance, which is under that 1% line, and also added coloring. So I'll just put a little bit so you can see. It has kind of a syrupy consistency. It goes on, and then eventually, as you rub it in, it becomes kind of tacky. I don't know if you can notice that, but like when it's on your face, it gets a little bit sticky. So wait 30 seconds or more before continuing with your skincare routine and moving on. But if you are sensitive to, in particular, orange oil, I would avoid any of the Truth line products. The brand new serum from Ole Henriksen, which is just released, is the Banana Bright Vitamin C Serum. Unlike the Truth Serum, which doesn't actually specify the percentage of vitamin C in the product, Banana Bright Vitamin C says there is 15% vitamin C. This product also contains 5% PHA, gluconolactone. So those are the first 2 ingredients that we see at the top of the ingredient list. And then underneath the 1% line, we see glycerin, hyaluronic acid, ascorbic acid, which is an additional type of vitamin C, And coloring. Now this particular serum does not have fragrance added. The coloring of this is pretty substantial. It's very similar to the Banana Bright eye cream we're going to talk about in a minute. But the coloring is actually there, from what I've read, so it will even out your skin tone. So it almost functions like a tinted moisturizer. It definitely does not have as strong of a scent as the Truth Serum. It's a lot more understated. The primary function of this particular serum is to give your skin that 15% vitamin C and also give it some chemical exfoliation using Poly Hydroxy Acid. So I have only been using this once a day, but I have been impressed with the results. Moving on to moisturizers, I've tried a few different moisturizers available from the brand. Let's talk first about the C-Brush Brightening Gel Cream. I've been using this the longest. This was one of my very first Ole products that I got. I actually have, if you look further back in my channel, an unboxing video for my first major order of skincare way back in October. It's just about gone, as you can see. I'm just going to take a little bit so you can see how it applies. This has a gel-like texture. Now they recently came out with a cream called the Double Cream, which is almost the exact same product. My skin tends to do better if I don't have too thick of a moisturizer on, especially during the day. So I'll put just a little bit of this on so you can see. It absorbs very quickly into the skin. And it does provide that Ole glow, which you'll hear about from this product line. Do you see the Ole glow? The C-Rush Brightening has glycerin and also multiple sources of vitamin C. There's also orange extract and lemon extract, sodium hyaluronate again, and added coloring. This is one of their smaller sample sizes, but this is the Sheer Transformation Perfecting Moisturizer. I actually gave a full size of this away to my kids and they used it pretty quickly. This is one of the only products in the entire Ole line that does not have any added fragrance. The Sheer Transformation has caprylic triglyceride, dimethicone, which is a silicone which prevents transepidermal water loss. There's also less than 1% of sunflower seed wax, and licorice root again. I'll rub it on this side of my face so you can see. It absorbs very quickly. I've been using this primarily in the morning. I like to use a moisturizer without fragrance in the morning. This moisturizer does a nice job of hydrating the skin. Now for an evening moisturizer, this is the Goodnight Glow. This has bakuchiol in it, which is an alternative to retinol. It's plant-based, and research has shown that the benefits of bakuchiol are very similar to the benefits of retinol. This also has alpha hydroxy acids in it, so it will chemically exfoliate throughout the night. It's purple. They have added coloring, and they do add a fragrance. Again, the fragrance is delightful. The Goodnight Glow has glycerin, grape seed oil, shea butter, lactic acid, glycolic acid, again, alpha hydroxy acids to chemically exfoliate throughout the night, dimethicone, bakuchiol, and there's also licorice root and lemon extract. I've been impressed with the results and the hydration that it brings to my skin. You can also pair this with actual retinol. Bakuchiol works well with retinol. Sometimes I'll just boost the amount of bakuchiol by adding a serum that has bakuchiol in it to target those fine lines and wrinkles. This is the Banana Bright eye cream. I've been using this for quite a while. This has become one of my favorite eye creams. So it is tinted, just like the Banana Bright serum. It provides a little bit of a tint to hide the dark circles. Just dab a little bit on there. This has jojoba seed oil, also shea butter. It has that same ethyl ascorbic acid that we saw in the Banana Bright serum. It's also formulated with glycerin and added fragrance. Now, I'm not a big fan of fragrance, especially in an eye product, but as I said before, it's relatively mild. It's beneath that 1% line. I mean, you don't typically want fragrance right next to your eyes, but you know, pros and cons to everything, right? Moving on, there is the Fat Glow Facial. This is a mask of kaolin clay. It starts off pink and then as it dries turns to white. I'll just put a little bit on here so you can see. There's the pink clay, and then as you apply this and rub it in, it'll dry and then turn white. So you leave that on for 10 to 15 minutes, and then you wash it off. The clay is good for getting rid of impurities that kind of hide out in our pores that we don't want there. It's also formulated with glycerin and poly hydroxy acid. You'll get a chemical exfoliation benefit as this sits on your skin and absorbs some of those impurities and oil and dirt deep down from your pores. All of the products that I've mentioned up to this point in the video, I'm a big fan of, and I would recommend to anyone who's curious about trying out the brand. Something that I've noticed about the Ole Henriksen brand is they have products for a short time and then they just kind of vanish and disappear, never to be heard from again. For example, in that original order that I placed back in October, I got the 2-in-1 polishing sugar mask, which is no longer available. And I got one of my favorite hand lotions, the Force of Nurture Intensive Hand Cream, that I used up completely, and this is also no longer available. And I've saved the worst for last. I made a short dedicated video just to this product, warning people to avoid it because it's still on their website, and it just doesn't fit in with any of the other products that I mentioned in this video because it's awful. Ugh. The Truth Advanced Moisturizing Cream. The consistency is like yogurt that's gone bad, and the smell is worse than yogurt that's gone bad. I'm not sure why they continue to have this on their website. I would avoid it at all costs. I'm never going to use it. The smell is just awful and the consistency is bleh. So for my final thoughts on the brand, I enjoy my products from Ole Henriksen. Most of them have a benefit that is quite substantial. That Ole Glow is no joke. Look, you can still see it. I may be a little bit biased because this is one of the first skincare brands that I ever tried, but I continue to enjoy using most of the products from this brand. I'm trying to veer more toward using fragrance-free products, so I'm using my Ole products less and less, but they are still good quality products. What do you guys think? Have you used Ole products before? Sound off below. I'd love to hear your comments. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at 43-year-old skinfluencer. And I'll see you guys next time.